All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2021 Temple B'nai Israel Trivia Night. All right, I will tell you that our studio audience is small but mighty. The studio audience is quantity 1, right? Stephanie Messler is sitting here. She's pounding her fist in the air right now. She is ready to go. She's going to help bring the energy. Angela Walkler is probably about 70 yards away, certainly monitoring the administration side of things. And we've got Pete Tanner running the AV, if you will, running our Zoom room here. So we're all hands on deck, ready to put on a great program for you. Now, if you're watching this in Zoom, which should be the only place that you can watch it, understand that you must be in speaker view. So right now you should see me filling up almost all of your screen, right? So if you've not done that already, you need to be in speaker view to get that done. There should be an option, oftentimes in the top right-hand corner, that you can choose between gallery view and speaker view. Please make sure you are on speaker view. If you have any technical concerns or questions throughout the program at any point, Danny Gamson is standing by. She is our tech support. To text our tech support, here's the number. I'm going to give it to you. We're also going to put it in the Zoom chat. So if you need to know how to contact Danny, all you have to do is text 561-789-8442. So you text her, you can call her if that's so necessary as well, but Danny will be standing by waiting for any tech questions that you may have. You will be on mute throughout the entire program, right? Except for the very, very end of the program, we're going to open up the Zoom room, unmute everyone. And if you want to visit, if you want to acknowledge each other, certainly if you win trivia and you want to brag about it, you can do that as well. So we will unmute everyone at the end of the program so you all can visit with each other if you so choose to do so. Again, this is a 2-device game. You should have your Zoom on one device that you are watching the program from, and then a second device that you are answering the trivia questions from. So oftentimes that is your phone that you're answering the questions from, and a laptop or your TV screen that you are watching the program from. So it is a 2-device game. Please make sure you have 2 devices ready to go. The second device that I talked about for the trivia, you need to be registered through Social Point. That that web address came to you in the same email that the Zoom web address came to you. So if you're in this Zoom and you clicked on it by getting to from our email that we sent you, you're all good. Just make sure that you go to that same email, click on the Social Point Trivia link, and you will be able to register for trivia. All we're going to ask for is your first name, last name, email address, and then you pick the team that you are on. It's typically set with the last name of the head of your team. So we will go over all the rules of trivia coming up in just a little while. Now, remember, this is a fundraiser. There's a 50-50 drawing that has been going on for weeks. It closed right when the program started. So you've got about, let's call it 10 more seconds. If you want to put in chat and let Angela know that you want more 50-50 tickets, you can do that. Just let her know in the Zoom chat that you want that. I will also tell you that our Crack AV staff, they put together this really nice graphic for me. That's pretty nice, right? Throughout the program, anytime you want to donate to TBI, all you have to do is text the words TBI Trivia. It can be with a space or without a space to 44321. We will have a specific time in the program that we go over the fundraising opportunities, but at any time you want to, please text the word TBI Trivia to 44321. We're going to drop that information in the chat feature with you here as well, but I will talk you through how to donate coming up later in the program. So be sure to stick around for that. Many of our supporters have already supported this event with donations, with sponsorships. So we want to acknowledge and thank them already. Barry and Polly Krause, you put those together, apparently you get Perry Krause, but Polly and Barry Krause, thank you for your sponsorship of $500. Alpert Enterprises, my company, is in at $360. We do have a special anonymous sponsorship. This is a $360 sponsorship in honor of Food Festival Extraordinaire, the chair, Sharon Finkelstein. That came from an anonymous donor, $360 just in her name. So thank you to that anonymous donor. Joyce and Mitch Golden in at $180. That's right, ring that bell. We should celebrate that one, right? All right. So thank you to those sponsors as well. Now, coming up in just a little while, we will have the world premiere of our theme song, the Trivia Night theme song, right? So be sure to sit back, relax, and get ready for that, because Cantor Katie Orangel has put together an amazing theme song that I believe will not only live on at this event for multiple showings, but maybe for years to come at our Trivia Night event. Now, as we go into the rest of our program, it is Saturday night, and as Shabbat comes to a close, we want everyone to take a moment to acknowledge Shabbat's ending with an Havdalah service. So we're going to turn it over to Cantor Katie Orangel, who's going to do just that for us. Hey, Cantor.
Hello. Are we able to show the rabbi with the different items of Havdalah?
Pete can work on that, I think.
Unfortunately, the guitar precludes me from holding up the various items, so we're going to imagine that those items are being held up. We do the best we can. So
Well,
as
you
Shabbat
can do
comes
it
to a
yourself.
close,
Don't look at me to do it.
There we go. We got there.
hey, Rabbi.
How we doing?
I'm good. My mic doesn't fall over. All right. So as Shabbat comes to a close, we put these words of Havdalah, these words that hopefully, whether you're singing the Hebrew or you're joining in with the Nigun, with the wordless melody, I hope that you are singing along in your homes, just as I always hope you are singing along in your homes. And I know one day we will be singing together in the same room. Ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei peri hagafen, borei peri hagafen. Ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la. Ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei minei v'samim borei minei v'samim ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la ya la 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 ya ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei meorei ha'esh borei meorei ha'esh ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la ya la 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 ya ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la la. Before we put this candle out, put something from Shabbat that was really wonderful in the chat, something that you want to take into this week. Maybe it's that nap. Maybe it's a moment of reflection outside. But let's bring an element of this wonderful Shabbat into the rest of our week and share it in the chat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamavdil bein kodesh lechol hamavdil bein kodesh lechol. Ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la Shavua tov, 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 Shavua tov. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. Shavua Tov.
All right, Cantor and Rabbi, thank you so much. What a great way to start off our program. Certainly by a little somber note and understanding the importance of Shabbat, but now we get to roll into Trivia Night 2021. Now, Cantor did an amazing job there on the religious side of things with Havdalah service, but wait till you hear her theme song that she did and the video that she put together for it. So that's just a few minutes away from now. I will tell you, again, this is a fundraiser. So as we go through the program, Highline, AV, graphics. At any point you want to donate, all you have to do is text TBI Trivia to 44321. But again, I will talk about that as we go through the program a little more each time. Remember, this is a 2-device game. I'll say it over and over. It's the thing that we're probably the most concerned about. Want to make sure that you're watching the program on one device and doing your trivia on a second device. If you're having any issues, all you have to do is reach out to Danny Gamson. Her number is 561-789-8442. We're going to keep dropping that in the chat so you can go back and reference it and get in touch with Danny at any point. I will also tell you that each year that we've done this trivia, which at this point is 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 years, it's been a long time. Those who have been challenged with coming up with the questions oftentimes have to field the complaints by people after trivia, right? Hey, if you have any complaints this year, it goes only through our trivia technology partner Social Point. You can reach out to them at complaints@stephaniemessler.com. Okay, that's how you can reach out to them. But understand, all trivia questions come from our Social Point partner. They are the trivia partner. They put together all the questions, all the answers. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that right there. We wanted to make everyone feel like home, want to make it feel like a real trivia night. So we got the Plinko board set up. We've got some board games back here. We do also have the thing that everyone wants, and that is what you win. When you win trivia, the biggest thing that you get beside bragging rights is you get your name listed on our Trivia Night winners. So we went through here, we were looking at some of the people that have won this in years past, and many of those people are here again tonight trying to be multiple year winners. So we started this plaque in 2016, even though trivia, I think, started in 2013 or 14. So again, that is what everyone is fighting for, is to get their name up on that plaque right there. I will tell you as well that there are some people who wanted to make it feel even more like Trivia Night. And they went out and not only had the Sonny's dinner, just like we have when we do it in person, but they got a bowl of Chex Mix. That's always a yummy part of it, right? Chex Mix on every table. So those of you who are enjoying Chex Mix and Sonny's at home, we wish you were here in the social hall with us, but we know you're having a great time and enjoying the great food that comes along with the night. Now, I want to go over the rules of trivia and more importantly, the scoring, so everyone knows exactly how you can potentially win this game. Every question is worth either 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 points, right? It's all determined by Social Point. Social Point is the trivia technology partner who we're working with. They have pre-assigned the number of points that each question is worth based on how difficult the question is. If anyone on your team gets that question right, understand that there are some teams with 1 person, there are some teams with 4 people, there are some teams with 14 people. If anyone on your team gets the question right, you get that amount of points. If you are one of the first 3 teams, the 3 fastest teams to get the answer right, you will get 5 bonus points for that question. So we will have a cumulative total. We will go over the leaderboard many times throughout the program tonight. We will also go much quicker through the questions this year. In past years, when we're all together in person, we give you all a little bit more time because there's a lot of debate and discussion because there's one answer that's turned in by every team. This year, it's going to go much quicker because we know everyone's sitting at home. We know everyone could Google the question as quick as they can, but we're going to go through it much more quick. Please just put in the answer that you believe is right, and we'll move on to the next question, and we will update everyone on the right answers as quickly as we can. Remember, as long as 1 person on your team gets the answer correct, your team will get points. If you're one of the top 3 fastest to get in, you get bonus points. It's all that easy. So with that said, I will tell you that this theme song that we're about to introduce to kick off trivia, it's not only going to be great to kick off our program, but you're going to need to listen for it a couple times throughout the program because it will lead off round 2 and round 3. And if you happen to walk away during our breaks, you're going to want to make sure you know this song so you know when to get back in your seat. So I can tell you, there's such a buzz in this room. Can I hear the buzz? Yes, the buzz is the bell, right? The buzz is going off because it's time to debut the world premiere of Cantor Katie Orangale's TBI Trivia Night theme song.
It's time to answer questions. It's time to light the lights. It's time to beat the members on the trivia Zoom tonight. It's time to put on pants. Oh no, now they are tight. It's time to raise the curtain on the trivia Zoom tonight. It's time for competition. Oy vey, please be polite. But now let's get things started. Why don't we get things started? On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, motivational, this is what we call the Trivia Show.
She did it. She somehow got Mazeltaneous in our theme song. So Cantor, that was amazing. Thank you so much for that. And again, folks, you're going to want to make sure you listen for that song later in the program because it will be your sign to come back for trivia after each one of our breaks. So I will tell you, I'm ready for trivia. Is our studio audience ready for trivia? All right. Our studio audience has doubled real quick, by the way, because Angela is passing off notes in here as well. So you want to peek? Come on, walk by. There she goes. That's it. That's it. Very formal and professional during trivia night here. So if you all are ready, we are ready. Here's how it is. If you look at your screen right now, it says, get ready. Please wait for the next question. The next question is our first question. Trivia night begins right now. The first trivia question we're going to ask you is a very, very simple one to kick things off, right? And remember, I decide on timing. Which artist won all 6 categories of the Grammy Awards they were nominated for in 2012? Was it Adele, Beyonce, Lady Gaga, or Taylor Swift? So again, we've got a screen here in the studio who tells us how many people have answered. So we're going to do our best to give you all enough time just to get them in. It was in 2012. Who won all 6 categories for the Grammy Awards they were nominated for in 2012? You've got 10 seconds left. 8 seconds. 6 seconds. Our clock is fast here. 2 seconds. 1 second. And the answer is? The answer is Adele. How about that? Adele won all 6 of her nominations. She equaled the most wins by a female artist in one night. So it looks like 29% of the people got that right. A lot of people thought Taylor Swift was the correct answer, but she was not. So we're going to check the leaderboard after every 5 questions. So let's go to trivia question number 2. Trivia question number 2, which of the following was not an NBA team? The National Basketball Association. Which one of these has never been an NBA team? The Indianapolis Olympians, the Austin Assassins, the Providence Steamrollers, or the Chicago Stags? Which one is it? Again, we're watching here in the studio. Your responses have to come in quick because we don't want anyone to have any chance to Google things, right? Looks like about 70 of our players have their answers in. We've got 103 total players tonight. You've got 10 seconds. You've got 5 seconds. You've got 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Let's go ahead and check the answer. The answer is the Austin Assassins were never a team. How about this? The Olympians, the Steamrollers, and the Stags were all founding members of the NBA in the 1940s. So it looks like most people guessed the Austin Assassins. That is correct. Let's go on to the next question. How many instruments? I said, how many instruments did Prince play on his first album? Was it 27? Was it 3? Was it 12? Or was it 1? How many instruments did Prince play on his first album? The answers are coming in quickly now. We're watching them roll in. Prince, as talented as they come, not only as a performer, we know he's an amazing guitar player, but how many did he play? We're going to check the answer in 10 seconds. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And the answer is, how about this? He played all of them. All 27 instruments on the album were played by the legendary Prince. All right, next up, our 4th trivia question. Who played the role of Daenerys in the pilot episode of Game of Thrones? Who played the role of Daenerys in the pilot episode of Game of Thrones? Was it Emilia Clarke? Was it Tamsin Merchant? Was it Lily Allen? Or was it Jennifer Errol? Tons of Game of Thrones fans out there. Who played it in the pilot is the question. 75 people have turned in their answers. We're going to shut it down in 10 seconds. In 5 seconds. In 4, 3, 2, 1. And the answer is, the answer is Tamsin Merchant. Only 12% of you got that one right. So we will see what these scores look like after one more question. I think we will check in then. So let's go to question number 5. What is another hit show created and produced by Grey's Anatomy creator Shonda Rhimes? So what's another show that Shonda Rhimes created? Was it Scandal? Was it Chicago Hope? Was it House? Or was it Children's Hospital? I love that you all are getting this game down now because the answers are coming in much more quickly. You know there's not much time to surf the web to find out the answers. Put in your answer. See if you can be one of the fastest ones to get it in. We're going to give you 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the answer is Scandal. Most of you got that one right, huh? How about that? Scandal. 75% of you got that one right. How about this? The show's been around for 17 years, that being Grey's Anatomy. Only 3 original characters still on the show: Meredith Grey, Miranda Bailey, and Richard Weber. So 5 questions in. Let's go ahead and take a look at the leaderboard to this point. This is usually where we get lots of oohs and ahs and applause, right? Oh, that's not the leaderboard. I think that is, oh, that might be just for this one question. That's okay. Our AV staff here is pushing the knobby buttons and the dooders. Here we go. How about this? In first place currently, the bell is ringing. The Tanner Brom team has 165 points. The Abelach Cisco team has 140 points. The Kraus team has 125. The Finkelsteins have 115. And the Slavensky Bender team, oh, we have a long tie there for 5th place. So let me read off all the 5th place teams because that's what we do. We want to acknowledge everyone. Slavensky Bender at 100. The Warshawskis at 100. The Warshawskis threw down the gauntlet before the program. Basically, not threatening. Challenging is what I'm looking for there. Challenging everyone to see who could beat them this year. The Treiser Vera Freeman team has 100. The Kirschbaum team has 100. And the Ramey team has 100. So getting quick. We've got lots of teams bunched up there. Let's go to question number 6. Question number 6. How close are the closest points on land between the US and Russia? Is it 0.1 miles? Is it 9.5 miles? Is it 6.3 miles or 2.5 miles? For those of you who are wondering if the answer is Sarah Palin's backyard, that is not a correct answer and not one of our options. See, we got a bell. We don't have a rim shot, do we? But can I get one of those? No. All right. We're going to give you 10 seconds on this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is 2.5 miles. The closest points in Alaska and Russia are only 2.5 miles apart. That's pretty amazing. Next question. How many world records did swimmer Mark Spitz set when he won 7 gold medals at the 1972 Olympics? I think a lot of people would know how many gold medals did he win in the 1972 Olympics, but this is how many world records did he set at the 1972 Olympics? 5, 3, 8, or 7? I'm very interested if people answer 8. We're going to give you 10 seconds on this one. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And the answer is 7. That's correct. Ooh, a lot of people picked 5 there, but 7 was the answer. There are people who picked 8. We said he won 7 gold medals, and they picked 8 that he won, set 8 world records. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? I want to go back and see the results of that and see who picked 8. Listen, 7 was the record that he set back in 1972 that lasted until 2008 when Michael Phelps won 8 of them. All right, next question. When you lick a flagpole when it's freezing outside, which best describes what happens to the energy between your tongue and the flagpole? Your tongue gets stuck on the flagpole. Thermal energy leaves the flagpole and enters your tongue. Coldness enters your tongue from the flagpole, or thermal energy leaves your tongue and enters the flagpole. Now, remember the question, which best describes what happens to the energy between your tongue and the flagpole? If you saw A Christmas Story, you know this is the most famous scene in that whole movie, right? We're going to give you 10 more seconds to answer this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the answer is thermal energy leaves your tongue and enters the flagpole. 57.9% got that one right. Congratulations. That's a smart crew right there. More than half of you got that one right. That is an 80-point question. So again, we got some tough questions coming up. All right. Next up, which animal has the highest blood pressure? Which animal has the highest blood pressure? Which animal is the most stressed out? The ostrich, the water buffalo, the giraffe, or elephant? Answers are coming in quick now, aren't they? Oh, that was refreshed from last time. I see it now. That's all right. We got more than 60 answers in already, 70 answers. We're going to give you guys 10 seconds to answer this one. Which animal has the highest blood pressure? In 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is the highest blood pressure is the tallest animal, the giraffe. The world's tallest animal as well, up to 19 feet tall, 52% got that one right. The water buffalo and the elephant only had 20% combined. So if you guessed those, you're absolutely wrong. One more question and we will check the standings one more time. What state is home to both the highest and the lowest points in the lower 48 states? What United State is the home to both the highest and the lowest points in the 48 continental United States? Is it Wyoming, Colorado, Arizona, or California? Answers coming in quick on this one. We'll give you 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer? California. 53% of you got that right. One of the cool things about this is Mount Whitney, the highest point, and Death Valley, the lowest point, not only both in California, but both in the same county in California. Pretty cool, right? All right. So that's 10 questions in. By the way, if I didn't tell you earlier on the program, we're doing 45 total questions, 3 rounds of 15 each. The current leaderboard, let's take a look at it. The Tanner Brom team is still in the lead at 410. Oh, look at the Messlers jumping up right there. The Messlers at 340. The Treiser, Vera Fryman also at 340. The Krauses at 330. And the Kirschbaums also at 330, along with the Finkelstein. So again, we've got a 3-way tie for 4th place. Those are our top, we'll call it the top 5 each time. We'll do our best to announce those. I think, did we end up with like 22 teams? That's not 22 teams. So there's 2 of you who didn't make the leaderboard, but please keep playing. Keep having a good time, right? All right, 5 more questions in this round. Question number 11 in round 1. How are you on pop culture? Which Transformer did Sam Witwicky drive in the 2007 Transformer movie? Which Transformer did Sam Witwicky drive in the 2007 Transformers movie? Was it named Jazz, Optimus Prime, Ratchet, or Bumblebee? We got 10 seconds left on this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer? Bumblebee. 64% of you all got that one right. Congratulations. The Transformers series is the 13th highest grossing film series, grossing a total of $4.8 billion. Next up, how about this one? Pinball was invented in Chicago in what year? Pinball was invented in Chicago in what year? Was it 1919, 1924, 1930, or 1941? When was pinball invented, I say? We're going to give you 10 seconds on this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is 1930. 1930. That was guessed by only 21% of the people. How about this? When pinball was first invented, it didn't even have the flippers. There were all sorts of different ways to play the game. The flippers didn't come around until around 1947. So that is your pinball additional trivia of the night. Let's go to the next question in round one. What is the name of the record label started by the Beatles? What is the name of the record label started by the Beatles? Is it Apple, London, CMI, or Surrey? What is the name of the record label started by the Beatles? We're going to give you 10 more seconds on this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is Apple. How about that? Apple before Apple was Apple, right? That was the record label they started back in 1968. Who got that? That was 63.6% of you got that one right. Congratulations to those. All right. Next up, what is the name of Humphrey Bogart's character in Casablanca? What is the name of Humphrey Bogart's character in Casablanca? Is it Charlie Alnut? Is it Rick Blaine? Is it Victor Laszlo? Or is it Samuel Spade? What is Humphrey Bogart's character in Casablanca? We're waiting for the answers to come in. You all are getting this now. We're getting these answers quick. We're going to do it 10 more seconds. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is Rick Blaine. 63% of you got that one right. Rick Blaine. Charlie Alnut, by the way, he was Bogart's character in African Queen. So if you guessed that one, African Queen was the movie you were thinking about. All right, we're gonna have a couple of custom questions in this trivia game. Questions that only you know if you're a member here at Temple B'nai Israel or you're a really good guesser. And this is our first one. What is Rabbi Lobel's favorite Israeli street food? What is Rabbi Lobel's favorite Israeli street food? Is it shawarma? Is it falafel, spelled correctly? Is it bwekas? Or is it sabik? Shawarma, falafel, bwekas, or sabik? What is Rabbi Lobel's favorite Israeli street food? I can tell a lot of people are just guessing on this one. We got 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is shawarma. Fully loaded, he says. A fully loaded shawarma. I'm interested to hear, Rabbi, what you put on your shawarma, but I'm all in, right? Sabik, by the way, for those who don't know, is a eggplant sandwich. Israeli street food, right? All right. So round one has come to an end, which means it's time to check our leaderboard. And our leaderboard says this. The Messlers have moved to the top of the leaderboard. They have 510 points. Why do I feel like the Messler household is jumping up and down right now? The Krauses, who are former Trivia Night champions, are currently in second place. The Treiser, Verb, Freeman, also former champions, in third place. The Warshawskis, who I said threw down the gauntlet with the challenge of they're going to win this, is in fourth place with 485. And the Bloom Levine family has moved their way into fifth place. So we moved around a lot there really quickly during that first round, but that is your current standings. I'm gonna leave it up there for another few moments because I know there are people who are looking for their names and want to know exactly where they currently stand. Please understand as well that if your name's not on this list, that just means that you are 21 and 22. Pretty simple, right? That means that you are our first two off the board. All right, so if we can come back to me here in the so-called studio, and by studio, I mean the social hall, right? I will tell you that that wraps up first round of trivia. We're gonna take about a 7-minute break for those who wanna stretch out a little bit, maybe refill your cocktail, maybe get your lemonade freshened up, whatever it may be. During that 7 minutes though, we do have something for you to watch. We do wanna make sure that we continue to reinforce that, what is this? It's a fundraiser. Like I got two signs here, but I'm gonna hold them up like that, right? And what is the fundraiser supporting? It's supporting Temple B'nai Israel and all it does for our community. So we're going to take a moment to listen in as some of our congregants talk about what Temple B'nai Israel means to them. And I will tell you that this video, these comments are about 6 minutes long. The last part of this is a 1 minute theme song, the theme song you heard at the beginning of the program. So when you hear the theme song, you've got to be back in your seat ready to go, because as soon as that theme song is over, we're going to roll on with round 2 of trivia here at TBI's 2021 Trivia Night. Let's hear what many of our congregants had to say about what TBI means to them.
There are so many reasons why I love Temple B'nai Israel. First of all, it's a place of learning from our rabbi and cantor to our religious school teachers and our congregants, young and old. We learn from each other. Temple B'nai Israel is my family that's always there in good times and not so good times. And most of all, Temple B'nai Israel soothes and refreshes my soul and my heart. Thank you for everything, everybody who's part of Temple.
Hi, I'm Peyton Rosen. Temple is important to me because I get to meet Jewish friends and I get to learn about mitzvot.
Temple B'nai Israel is important to me because I got my prayer book here and I learned Hebrew there. And it's important to me because I am going to get my prayer book there and I've already started to learn Hebrew.
Temple B'nai Israel has been a part of my life for almost 45 years. My kids have grown up at Temple B'nai Israel. They're family to us. Thank you, Temple B'nai Israel, for being part of the Brahm family.
Temple B'nai Israel is important to me because it provides important leadership opportunities in the Jewish community.
We like TBI because Friday night services with friends and family, silly songs and Shabbat light. Bye! Bye!
What does the temple mean to Barry and Judith Alpert?
Family and sharing.
Temple B'nai Israel is important to me and my family because my mother went there when she was a kid. My grandfather took my mother when she was a kid, and it's been passed down. We've been there for many generations, and hopefully we get to go there for many.
Temple B'nai Israel is important to me because I get to meet other Jewish people just like me.
I love my temple by Lily and Tanner. How I feel. This is what I feel like when I hear Cantor sing. I want to dance and sing along. Bye, fireworks. Bye. And one more thing. I love Temple B'nai Israel because we can learn songs in Hebrew. I like the song Friday, Friday, that we usually sing on Friday. I love Temple. My favorite part about Temple is the singing. I love Cantor's voice and how she sings. I love Temple.
Temple B'nai Israel is important to me because I get to see my old teacher and my new teacher, Miss Heather.
All of my best and dearest friendships began here at Temple B'nai Israel and will continue to do so.
Temple B'nai Israel is important to me because I get to learn more about my Jewish heritage.
Hi, I'm Brayden Rosen. Temple is important to me because we learn about Judaism. We are lucky to have the best teachers, cantor, and rabbi. Bye!
Temple B'nai Israel is important to me because it makes me feel safe.
My name is Maisie, and my favorite part of Temple is because it has a Sunday school, and at the Sunday school there are nice teachers there, and in my class I know almost everyone because almost all my cousins are in it. Last year I had Lily and Lorelai. And also, my favorite part of the temple is because it has a playground. And that's Jackie.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Temple B'nai Israel has been our home away from home for many, many years. As a preschool director and teacher, I had the privilege of meeting so many wonderful families. Now, due to the pandemic, TBI is in our home. How wonderful that Zoom brings Rabbi, Cantor Katie, members, classes, services, events, and even a special Shabbat light to share with our granddaughters. Temple has filled our lives with beautiful memories, and we deeply appreciate it. Bye.
Temple B'nai Israel is important because it brings the Jewish community together.
Temple means a place that I can connect with people like me, and it also is a place that I can see my friends.
I love Temple B'nai Israel because we get to learn Hebrew in Sunday school.
Temple B'nai Israel is not only a house of worship, we are a community. Our purpose is keeping our Jewish community growing, strong, and united. Temple B'nai Israel is our home away from home whenever the need arises.
I agree with the boss's statement. My life depends on it.
Temple B'nai Israel is just great, so join us and stay with us. Bye.
It's time to answer questions. It's time to light the lights. It's time to beat the members on the trivia Zoom tonight. It's time to put on pants. Oh no, now they are tight. It's time to raise the curtain on the trivia Zoom tonight. It's time for competition. Oy vey, please be polite. But now let's get things started. Why don't we get things started? On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, motivational, this is what we call the Trivia Show.
All right, I told you. That's right. The applause and the bell are going, right? I told you, listen for that song and you'll know when to make your way back for round 2 of trivia. So without further ado, and that is the extent of my French, we're going to get into our next round of trivia. So let's go ahead and show you question number 1 in round number 2. Again, there are 3 total rounds of trivia. The first question in round number 2, what is the difference between arteries and veins? What is the difference between arteries and veins? Arteries carry food to our cells while veins carry oxygen to our cells. Number 2, they are the same thing. Your third option, arteries carry oxygenated blood while veins carry deoxygenated blood. And option 4, arteries carry blood away from the heart while veins carry blood back to the heart. We're going to put a 10-second warning on this one right now. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is arteries carry blood away from the heart while veins carry blood back to the heart. You got 20 major arteries and 46.7% of you knew what was the difference. Next up, question number 2 in round number 2. The alpine swift bird can stay airborne for how long? Is it over a week? Is it over a month? Is it over 120 days? Or is it over 200 days? The alpine swift bird can stay airborne for how long, folks? Come on, let's be honest. You're just guessing. I'm watching the numbers. This one's a little bit slower. A lot of guessers coming in on this one, right? This question is worth a lot of points, so it gave you 10 more seconds. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is 200 days. The alpine swift bird, they even sleep in the air. They can stay in the air for 200 days. That's awesome. Question number 3. Which hugely popular American TV comedy follows the lives of Jay Pritchett and his family? Was it Instant Family, Family Guy, Modern Family, or School of Rock? Which hugely popular American TV comedy follows the lives of Jay Pritchett and his family? Got 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Modern Family. I know most people got that one right. Modern Family. Listen, Jay Pritchett, I know him better as Al Bundy, but you all can know him as Jay Pritchett, right? Ed O'Neill, the actor in that one. Question number 4. What country music star also guest starred in an episode of Reno 911? Now, if you don't know what Reno 911 is, you might as well just guess because you don't know the show. You're certainly not going to know who was the guest star on that show. But your options are Kenny Rogers, George Strait, Alan Jackson, or Toby Keith. This was a show on Comedy Central. The answer in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He also made one heck of a chicken. It is Kenny Rogers. 34% of you got that one right. Congratulations on that one. All right. Next up, what country has the highest population in Europe? Is it France, Germany, United Kingdom, or Russia? Which country has the highest population in Europe? France, Germany, United Kingdom, or Russia? We're going to move quick on this one. We got 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is Russia. 39% of you got that one right. That's the most commonly answered one. In order of population, it goes Russia, Germany, France, and then the UK. All right, let's go ahead and check in on our leaderboard after our first 5 questions from round number 2. The Messlers were leading previously, and look at this. The Messlers have fallen on hard times. I wonder if they didn't make it back from the bathroom during the break. Is that possible? The Krauses are our current leaders with 745 points. The Walls have moved into the top 5 for the first time tonight with 710. The Finkelsteins at 680. The Blooms and Levines at 670, and the Trizer, Vereb, and Freeman at 650. We've got a 2-way tie for 5th place, the Ramies at 650 as well. So, question number 6. What toy, this is question number 6 in round number 2, what toy was the first to be advertised on television? Was it Twister, Connect 4, Mr. Potato Head, or Weebles? Which toy was the first to be advertised on television? We'll give it to you in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is Mr. Potato Head. Mr. Potato Head came out way back in 1949. Mr. Potato Head back in 1949. All right, next question. Which of these successful American Idol contestants actually won their season on American Idol? Which means that 3 of these contestants didn't win American Idol, but certainly went on to have great popular music success. Which one of them did win their American Idol season? Was it Jennifer Hudson, Kelly Clarkson, Clay Aiken, or Catherine McPhee? We'll give you 10 more seconds. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And she did it in the first American Idol. It was Kelly Clarkson. A lot of people know that because that first year of American Idol, that was huge. Kelly Clarkson won 2002 American Idol. Next question. Where is the heart of a shrimp located? Where is the heart of a shrimp located? Is it located in its abdomen, in its head, in its claws, or in its tail? Where is the heart of a shrimp located? 10 seconds. Keep looking at that number before you refresh it. We're good. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. We're pausing. We're pausing. The answer is, how about that? In its head. A shrimp's heart is in his head. When you say, I was thinking different between my heart and my head, they're in the same place on a shrimp. All right, next up. Which Friends character repeatedly ushered the pickup line, how you doing? Terrible impersonation. But was it Gunther, Chandler Bing, Ross Geller, or Joey Tribbiani? That was fast. All right. Let's go ahead and look at the answer. I think we have most of the answers on that one, and the answer is Joey Tribbiani. I think that's our highest scored one so far. 93.8% of you all got that one there correct. Next, go to our next question. No, we got one more. The leaderboard, is that what you want to know? Oh, a custom question. Thank you for making sure that I reference that. This is our custom question, so put on your TBI hat right now. How many countries has Cantor Katie Orangel visited in her life? Is it 9, 19, 29, or 39? Lots of guesses coming in. I will tell you, they include countries like Japan, Sweden, and Thailand. 10 seconds. 5. This is a quick 10 seconds, right? 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is? How about that? 29 countries she has been to in her life. Cantor Katie Orangel. All right, now that's 10 questions done. I tell you where you can check the leaderboard every 5 questions. So we're 10 questions into round 2. Let's check the leaderboard and see where we're at. Game's moving quick, right? Oh, look who has moved up to the top of the leaderboard. The Finkelsteins are in with 930. The Walls are in at 890. The Slavenskys and Benders are back into the top 5. They're at 880. The Krauses are at 875, and the Bloom Levines are in at 870. Those are our top 5 so far. All right, we've got 5 more questions in this round. I'll leave that up there for a few more seconds so everyone can look where they are. All right, let's go to the next question. This is question number 11 in round number 2. What is generally true about the weather near the equator? Is it the temperature fluctuates more often than throughout the year? Is it it's always very dry? Is it is much warmer near the equator? Or is it much cooler near the equator? We're going to get that one in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the answer is? It's always very dry. That is surprising, right? Social Point says it. We're going with it. Only 5% got that one right. Let's move on to our next question. Who is the lead vocalist for the American band No Doubt? Who is the lead vocalist? Is it Gwen Stefani? Is it Fergie? Is it Chrissy Hind? Or is it none of those singers that we have listed? Is it Gwen, Fergie, Chrissy, or none of the above? I'll give you 10 seconds. No Doubt was formed back in 1986, 35 years ago. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is Gwen Stefani. Most of you got that one right. 66.7% of you to be exact. Next up, question 13 in round number 2. Which of these musicians was not a lead singer for the band Genesis? Which is not a lead singer for the band Genesis? Is it Peter Gabriel, Mike Rutherford, Phil Collins, or Ray Wilson, who was not ever one of their lead singers? You got 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is Mike Rutherford. How about that? Mike Rutherford, one of the founding members of the group, but never one of the lead singers. So Mike Rutherford, the answer to that question. Question number 14, 2 more questions in this round, and then we'll check the leaderboard again. How many times stronger are dogs' senses of smell compared to humans? How many times stronger? Is it 500, 14,000, 100,000, or 60,000? How many times stronger are dogs' senses of smell compared to humans? We'll give this one in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is, oh my gosh, 100,000 times stronger than humans. It's been reported that a dog can smell more than 12 miles away. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. All right, next up, the dimples on a golf ball give it traction on the terrain. How many dimples does an average golf ball have? The dimples on a golf ball give it traction on the terrain. How many dimples does an average golf ball have? Is it 252? Is it 292? Is it 312? Or is it 336? I can tell you on this one, I know there's people who are sitting there turning to their friends saying, you play golf? How many? Golfers don't know this. Come on. Let's see what the answer is in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the answer is 336. There's 336 dimples on average on a golf ball. There is no regulation, if you will, on the PGA Tour. So ultimately, that is the end of round 2. So let's go to the leaderboard and check out that leaderboard and see where everybody is. You're ringing the leaders with the bell. I love it, right? The Finkelsteins are still in first place with 1,070. The Walls are quickly behind with 1,040. The Slavenskys and Bunders at 1,000. Remember, we got the same top 3. I think we might have the same top 4. The Treisers, Vereb, and Freemans are at 985. And the Gamsons for the first time in our top 5 tonight with 980. The Krauses, the Ablock Ciscos had dropped down to about 15. They're back in at number 7. Bloom Levine is making staying in the top 10. The Warshawskis are at number 9, and the Kirschbaums at number 10. So that wraps up round number 2. Now, as we go into this next part of the program, as we take our break, if you will, between round 2 and round 3, this is really the part of the program where we reinforce why we're all here. This is really where we give you an opportunity to donate, right? I've been talking about this throughout the program. I've been holding up this very fancy graphic that we put together here. Here's how you're going to donate during this part of the program. You can donate anytime, but now is going to be the time that you can donate. I'll hold this up a few times. The dash does not matter. You don't need to put in the dash. So all you're gonna do, you would normally put a phone number, 44321 as you would put there, and the message you're gonna write is TBI Trivia. I'm gonna go through exactly the times to donate, but if you so choose, you can donate anytime you want. Because really, during this part of the program, there's no auction during TBI Trivia Night this year. There's no silent, there's no live auction, none of that. This is called the Bid from the Heart. And in the Bid from the Heart, you don't get an auction prize. You're not going to get anything physical, except the feeling of knowing that you gave from the bottom of your heart directly to the mission of Temple B'nai Israel. That mission is its congregants. That mission you heard about during our first break when we had 10 or 12 or 15 different congregants sending in short little snippets about what TBI meant to them. But now we're going to take a few extra minutes and hear from one particular young person. One particular young person who's been at this synagogue since she was in preschool. Because of this synagogue, she went to Camp Coleman. She's now in 11th grade. Her mom is a former board member, both her parents and their family very involved here. She will tell you that much of who she is today is because of Temple B'nai Israel. And our goal in tonight's Bid from the Heart is to raise money to help that mission continue to thrive. I want you all to tune in and listen to the message that we have for you right now from Jillian Coleman.
Shavua Tov. I have been going to Temple B'nai Israel since I was born. Temple means so much to me. Between the friendships I've made and the relationships I've built, Temple has taught me so much about life and about Judaism. I have made friends through religious school and through youth group activities over the years. I love being a part of the Temple community. I have volunteered for Food Festival, Trivia Night, Mitzvah Day, and enjoy attending services with my family for Shabbat and other holidays. Temple also introduced me to one of my favorite things in the world, Camp Coleman. I am forever grateful that Temple has helped me make it possible for me to attend camp every summer. This summer, I will be going to Israel, and because of my Sunday school experience, I already know so much about it. Temple has not only given me the educational foundation, but also found ways to support me financially so that I can continue to strengthen my Jewish identity through these experiences. When I was younger, my family hosted Yael, a girl in the IDF who was a counselor at Camp Kadima. I am still in touch with her and will be visiting her this summer when I am in Israel. If it were not for the generosity of my Temple community, many of these experiences would not have been available to me. Temple B'nai Israel is like my second home, and the community is family to me. Thank you.
Jillian, thank you. Thank you for sharing that message. Understand that we could have picked one of dozens, if not hundreds over the years, maybe thousands in the more than 40 years that Temple B'nai Israel has been in this community. Twice a year, we do what we call the Bid from the Heart. One time, typically at casino night. This past year, it was at TBI's Got Talent, and now here at Trivia Night. The Bid from the Heart, as I mentioned, is we're gonna ask you to make a bid, make a donation from the bottom of your heart. We're using technology to take those donations. So I'll have you look at these numbers one more time. It'll be populated in the chat feature for you as well. So you're going to send the words TBI trivia to 44321. As I call out the donation levels, we're going to encourage you to put them in. I will see them here in our studio, the social hall, if you will, and I'll be able to call them out and recognize you all for making donations. Remember, we do this twice a year in the Bid from the Heart, and we're going to ask you to dig deep one more time to support people like Jillian, to support other young people in our congregation. And it's not only the young people, but it's certainly some of the older people as well, some of the seniors as well, all the families who need support during these trying times. So my goal now is to start with numbers that are a little bit high and then work my way down. As I call out the dollar amount that you're willing to make that contribution, willing to make that donation, you text in 44321 the words TBI trivia. My first ask this evening is at $2,500. Is there a donor out there at $2,500? Now, unlike past years when we've been in person, oftentimes we have bidder paddles and people raise them up in their hand and we can call them out and acknowledge them right there. Even at TBI's Got Trivia, we had almost an instantaneous, you hit one button, your credit card is already registered. We see it here in the studio. But tonight it's a little bit different. So as I call out these donation amounts, it's going to take a little while because you're going to text in that number and then you're going to have to give your information, your credit card information, and then I'll see it here. So we're going to take a little bit of time and fill up these times to see if people are donating these amounts. And understand that even if a donation comes in after I've called the amounts, that's understandable too. We'll acknowledge as many of them as we can. Where are my donors at $1,800? Is there a donor at $1,800? We talk about 18 being high, and we're going to ask for 518 and 1,018, but this is at $1,800. At $1,800, you cover a family membership for a family in need. Are there donors? We just got an $1,800 donor. How about that right there? How about bell? Can I get the bell for my $1,800 donation? Right. We got an $1,800 donation from Bruce and Joan Levine. Thank you so much. Countryside Foot and Ankle, you guys support us so much and so often. Other donations have come in. Carol Ann Parker Van Cleve came in at $25. Jordan Messler came in at $250. Lisa Cote, I'm going to try to get some of these names right if I can, is in at $51. Anyone else at $1,800? We talked about Countryside Foot and Ankle. I do many of these events where people may come up and say, I'll give $1,800 if I can get someone to match me. I'll give $1,800 if someone will do, $1,100. Listen, they don't do that. They're making this donation, making this contribution because they believe in this mission. They believe in Temple B'nai Israel, and they want to know who will follow them, who will follow their lead. Anyone else at $1,800? Where are my donors at $1,018? $1,018 will sponsor one youth for one youth event. Excuse me, it will sponsor our youth for one youth event. So it costs about $1,000 to put on a youth event for our young people here. So please understand that as we continue to get creative with our opportunities to get together, whether it be in person in those small groups when we can or virtually, now's the time to make those contributions, to support those missions and those causes at $1,000, $1,018. Barbara Kessler just came in at $51. Who's in at $1,800 or $1,018? Anyone at $1,018? The youth programs are so important here because they are our future. Anyone at $1,018? We're going to watch this screen continue to scroll. I know you all are watching it as well. We have $2,179. Yes? Ron and Sheila Miller just announced in our chat box. We'll take it in the chat box too if you want to give it there. A $1,000 donation from the Millers. How about the bell for that one, right? Sue and Mark Waller in at $250. Where are my donors at $518? Who's in at $518 to help underwrite our Temple-wide special COVID care package deliveries? Again, as we give that opportunity to stay connected to our community, Dan Alpert is in at $251. Nina Warshofsky is in at $518. Nina and Keith, thank you. Judith and Barry Alpert at $1,018. Lou and Fran Abelak at $36. Devaney and Jason Alpert, hey, that's me, at $530. Folks, understand the reason why there is additional dollars on top of what we're asking for is because the site does give you the opportunity to cover the fees, the credit card fees, if you will. So that's why these are a little bit different. Denise Kirschbaum is a $1,018 donor. I know you're working the chat box there, but that's got to get a bell, right? Yeah, the Kirschbaum, Denise Kirschbaum is a $1,018. Folks, our goal is $18,000 during this part of the program. We're going to do our best to update it with the people who are donating in the chat as well. Did I just see Judy and Mark Klein at 1,800? Did I get that in the Zoom chat? We're going to keep up with as many of these as we can. So if you want to donate through your phone, that's fine. If you want to donate through the chat feature in Zoom, we're currently at 5,000. Let me see, wait for this to stop so I can give my total. $782, but that doesn't include the additional. There it is. Judy and Mark Klein at 1,800. Tony Rindy is in at $500. So they're not texting me directly, but I can promise you they're putting it into the Zoom chat. And they're letting me know here in our studio. We talked about the Millers. Rabbi Lobel, thank you to you and your wife and your family. $552 from the Lobels. We're over $6,334. Anyone else? We talked about the $500 level that helps underwrite those COVID care package deliveries. At the $250 level, you can ensure our communication lines remain open. All those emails and texts and e-blast and master phone calls that we make, all of that has cost to it in our program. Barbara Bloom is in at $360. So I know I've been getting the combo last name wrong earlier in the program. I apologize for that. So the Bloom Levines are in at $360. Diane Wassoff is in at $30. The Gans family is in at $250. So we're trying to add those up. And again, we're going to do our best to add all these numbers to the numbers that are coming in on our text to screen option. At the $180 level, you will sponsor an ONEG. And an ONEG is not happening now, we know that, but when we return, it is going to happen. And that $180 donation will sponsor an ONEG. So if you want to donate $180, now is the time to do it. Remember, to make a donation, all you have to do is text the word TBI Trivia to the number 44321. Don't worry about that dash. Marilyn and Ed Warner is in at $200. That one came in the Zoom chat. Again, as we make these donations, we're going to get a total before the end of our program, but we're going to see how many more are coming in through this feature here. We are at $6,724. 16 different donors have helped us get there. How about the $100 level? We would hope everyone watching tonight can donate at least $100. At that $100 level, you'll be able to fund something like 2 prayer books, among so many other needs here at Temple B'nai Israel. Barbara Kessler is in as a $100 donor. Anyone else at $100? As I watch my screen here and I watch it refresh, who else is going to get in at that $100 level? We just jumped up quick there, right? Are we almost at $10,000 right now? I love to see that. I think that some of these donations that are coming in on Zoom are being entered on our back end. So we're at $9,522 towards our goal. Folks, now's the time, no matter what the dollar amount, whether it's $40 or $40,000, now's the time to make that contribution and that donation. Remember those words that Jillian shared with us, Jillian Coleman. Remember the words that so many of our families shared with us earlier on in the program. Make that contribution, make that donation to support Temple B'nai Israel's programming. These are difficult times. The temple continues to thrive because of people like you who are watching. I have a good feeling that we're going to get over that $10,000 number before we're all finished here tonight. Right now, we are at $9,655 after Sandy Sunter just came in at $133. Sandy, thank you. Harold Shanitsky is in at $100. We're now at $9,755. That's right. That's right. Keep them coming. Evan Freeman is in at $180. Folks, I think that might put us over $10,000 here in our bid from the heart. Our goal is at 18,000, so please understand that the donations can keep coming. Please keep them rolling in. Anyone else can help us get over 10,000 and inch towards that $18,000 number. We're going to keep watching the scroll here. All right, so here's what we're going to do. This is our all call, as I mentioned, at any dollar amount, at any level. now's the time to put it in. We're going to keep our eye on this total, and as it changes, Dan Rosen is in at $180. Marcy Sperber, the Spurbers are in at $180. That's right. We're over $10,000 in the bid from the heart. That's right. So I understand that there's some time delays that it takes from the time that I ask for that dollar amount. So those $100 and those $180. Beth Termarkin is in at $180. Beth, thank you so much. We are at $10,475. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to watch this, as I mentioned, throughout the rest of the program. Please continue making those donations. The Trizer family is in at $180. So thank you to the Trizers as well. So folks, what we're going to do, as I mentioned, is we're going to come back to this later on in the program. We're going to update it. But for now, what I want to celebrate is what we just did in the past 9 minutes is raise $10,475. That is awesome. I love to see that. That is great. All right. So with that said, it is now time to go back to trivia. Now, we're going to have some information here in the studio, the social hall, to find out if we need to go. Bruce Smith is in at $259. So Bruce, thank you so much for that one right there. We're going to go back to trivia, but I will tell you that we'll check this in a little while. And Stephanie, if you can help remember Bruce and Beth and Marcy a little bit, because ultimately I want to see if any new names come in after theirs. Okay. So I know you got a lot going on over there as well, but, and Angela, if you can help watch that as well. So with that said, what we're going to do is we're going to go into our third round of trivia. So we have 15 more questions to go. For those of you who might have stepped away because, you know, ultimately you were trying to find your credit card, so be it. You got to be back in your seats now. And how do I know that it's time to be back in your seats for trivia? Just as I told you before, as soon as you hear Cantor Orangale's theme song, it means that trivia is about 1 minute away. So let's play her theme song one more time.
It's time to answer questions. It's time to light the lights. It's time to beat the members on the Trivia Zoom tonight. It's time to put on pants. Oh no, now they are tight. It's time to raise the curtain on the Trivia Zoom tonight. It's time for competition. Oy vey, please be polite. But now let's get things started. Why don't we get things started? On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, motivational, this is what we call the Trivia Show.
All right, I told you that song would do it, so that's doing it. Let's go into round 3 of trivia. We're going to go, and first we can take a peek at our leaderboard again one more time. It's okay, the leaderboard was just there. It's fine, leave it up. We'll roll with it, right? So now we go. We keeping this up or on the leaderboard? No, we'll leave it up. All right, there's the question. How do vultures keep cool during hot weather? How do vultures keep cool during hot weather? Do they hide under their wings? Do they dig a hole? Do they poop on their feet? Or do they drink a slushie? We're going to give you 10 seconds to answer this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is, that's right. They poop on their feet. How about this little factoid for you as well, though? When threatened, vultures will vomit to lighten their body weight so they can escape more easily into flight. So if I wasn't already disgusted by vultures, how about that little fact for you? All right, question number 2. This team won a Super Bowl in the 80s, breaking the record for the biggest scoring margin. Who were they? The 49ers, the Patriots, the Bears, or the Cowboys? You have 10 seconds. I know there's sports fanatics out there trying to figure out who it was. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was one of only 5 teams to only lose 1 game in a season during the Super Bowl era, and it was the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears, 40% of you got that one right. Next question. What is the name of Gabby Gabby's main henchman in Toy Story 4? What is the name of Gabby Gabby's main henchman in Toy Story 4? Is it Benson, Jameson, Bryson, or Vincent? We'll give you all 10 seconds on this one. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is Benson. Benson. 25.5% of you got that one right. Next question. This is question number 4 in round number 3. Remember, there's only 15 questions. This is our last round. Whose album titled The Emancipation of Mimi was nominated for 10 Grammy Awards? Was it Mariah Carey, Avril Lavigne, Jennifer Lopez, or Lady Gaga? Whose album, The Emancipation of Mimi, was nominated for 10 Grammy Awards? I feel like this is one of those you either know it or you don't, right? 10 seconds on this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is Mariah Carey, the first artist in history to have her first 5 singles reach number 1. 46% of you got that one right. We now go to question number 5. Question number 5. Claire Randall is oftentimes called Sassenach in Outlander, which means what in the Scottish Gaelic language? What does Sassenach mean? Does it mean woman, healer, pretty, or Saxon? Put this one down in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is Saxon. What is Saxon? It's a non-Gaelic speaking Scottish lowlander. Of course it is. Who didn't know that, right? 17% of you got that one right. That's the type of question that can burst somebody up to the top, because that was an 80-point question. That's a big one. All right. So let's check our leaderboard now with only 10 questions to go in trivia. We're checking it every 5 questions. So we have got a new leader for the first time tonight. They have been hovering around that top 5 all night long. The Slavensky Bender team has 1,255. They're 20 points ahead of the Gamson team. The Finkelsteins are in at 1,200. The Walls are in at 1,170, and they're tied with the Treiser, Vereb, and Freeman team at 1,170. So those are our top 5. I will tell you that the Krauses are inching near that top 5. The Bloom-Levine family is in 7th place. The Kirschbaums in 8th place. All right, let's go. 10 questions to go in Trivia 2021. Question number 6 in round number 3. Who's going to take our championship this year? Which contestant on the TV show Survivor was the first one voted off in 2 different seasons? You got to be not a very good player if you're going to be the first one voted off in 2 different seasons. Was it Francesca Hoji, Marissa Callahan, Michelle Chase, or Steve Morris? We're going to give you 10 seconds on this one. Survivor premiered back in 1997. Been around for a long time. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. The answer. She is now an award-winning love and life coach. It is Francesca Hoji. The first one voted off in 2 different seasons. Only 19% of you got that one right. All right. Next question. Question number 7 in round number 3. What is the name of Ted and Joanna's child in Kramer versus Kramer? What is the name of Ted and Joanna's child in Kramer and Kramer? Was it Ricky? Was it Eddie, which is Billy, or was it Sean? Kramer and Kramer, the highest grossing film of 1979. We're going to give you the answer in 10 seconds. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer? Billy. Billy is the correct answer there. Almost 50% of you got that one right. Question number 8. Here is our custom question. How many times is Temple B'nai Israel referenced in the Index of Histories of the Jewish People of Pinellas County? This is a book that I'm holding in my hand, so I know not everyone has me up on their screen or can see you anywhere in there. But here's the book. It is, I'm guessing, about 700 or 800 pages. How many times is Temple B'nai Israel listed in this book? It's the Histories of the Jewish People of Pinellas County. Is it 4, 7, 12, or 24? Let's give you 10 seconds on this one, because you're guessing. No chance you get through the index that quickly unless somebody is sitting on their couch and is right next to them. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer Lucky 7. Lucky 7. Stephanie might be laughing at some of the answers that people are guessing, right? All right. Question number 9. Which animals have fingerprints so indistinguishable from humans that they have compromised crime scenes? You got to get these animals away from the crime scenes because they look just like humans. Is it monkeys, orangutans, apes, or koalas? Which animals have fingerprints so indistinguishable from humans that they have compromised crime scenes? You got 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer? Koalas. Koalas. I don't know how many of them are on crime scenes around here very often, but they're in crime scenes somewhere, and they are, that is a really high point question. So congratulations to just 9% of you got that right. Next up, according to the Princess Diaries, Genovia is famous for its what? Is it grapes, goulash, pears, or apples? First thing you have to know is, what is Genovia? If you don't know that, you're in trouble. You're guessing. We got 10 seconds left on this one. According to the Princess Diaries, Genovia is famous for its what? Grapes, goulash, pears, apples. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next answer. Answer. The answer is pears. Pears. How about that? That was a high point question as well. 51.6% of you got that. Genovia, by the way, is a fictitious country nestled between Spain and France in the Princess Diary. So let's do this. Let's check the leaderboard. It will be the last time that we check it before the final results. The leaderboard as it currently stands is the Gamson family. Is this the first time they've been in first place? I think so, right? Rabbi is on that team. How about that, huh? Creeping his way to the top. The Slavensky Benders are in second. The Finkelsteins are in third. The Walls are in fourth. And the Treiser, Vereb, and Freeman teams are in fifth place. So that is our top 5. I will tell you that there are enough questions, enough points in these final 5 questions that any team from 6 to 10 can then work their way back up to the top. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to question number 11. Question number 11 is, what is Mark Twain's birth name? Is it Henry Longfellow, Samuel Clemens, James Buchanan, or Robert E. Grant? We're going to give you 5 seconds on this one. 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is Samuel Clemens. I figured most people know that. That's elementary school stuff, right? How about this? I thought this was pretty cool in my hard fact research on this one. Mark Twain, Samuel Clemens, was actually born in Florida, Missouri. There's a city in Missouri named Florida. How about that? Just ring the bell. Why not? All right. Question number 12. We only got 4 questions left. Question number 12. Who was Jerry Seinfeld's choice to play George Costanza for the show Seinfeld? Before they started filming and taping, when they were trying to find out who would play George, who did Jerry want to play it? Was it Jason Alexander? Was it Harry Dean Stanton? Was it Ned Beatty? Or was it Paul Schaefer? You got 10 seconds left on this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer, Paul Schaefer. How about that? The band leader on Late Night with David Letterman. He was Seinfeld's first choice. All right. 3 questions to go. Which bird has eye tubes rather than eyeballs? Which bird has eye tubes rather than eyeballs? Is it parrots, owls, pigeons, or sparrows? I'll give you 10 seconds on this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is owls. Owls have eye tubes. They're farsighted, by the way, meaning they can't see closest to their eyes unless they wear that monocle. The monocle makes it so that they can see a little bit better. 2 questions to go. What temperature of water created a faster reaction in the volcano? So they did some tests. They wanted to see what temperature of water created a faster reaction to the volcano. Was it they can't make a model volcano with water? Is the answer cold water? Is it hot water? Or were they the same? We got 10 seconds. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And the answer is hot. Leave it at that. The answer is hot. There are 500 active volcanoes in the world. 500 active volcanoes in the world, and hot is the answer to that question. Which means that we have our final question here, question number 15 in round 3. This is question number 45. All the marbles could come down to this final question, so you better get it right. Which U.S. state was its own independent country from 1836 to 1846? For 10 years, it was its own independent country. Was it Louisiana? Was it Alabama? Was it Nebraska? Or was it Texas? Louisiana, Alabama, Nebraska, and Texas. We've got 10 seconds left in this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the answer is Texas. I figured a lot of people would get that one right. 66.7 got it right that Texas was its own independent country. Now, we're going to go right from this screen to check out our final results. When we see this final screen, we'll get to that one. And I'm going to announce my 50-50 winner after this. And I've got a few more, a little bit of housekeeping to do right before we wrap up the program. But right before we announce how our winner is, I will let you know that your name will go up on this plaque. We also do want to recognize the 2nd and 3rd place teams, because if our 1st place team cannot fulfill their duties as Trivia Night champion this year, we will move the 1st runner-up up to their position. So with that said, if we can now look who the 2021 TBI Trivia Night champion is. The drum roll's happening. We're freshening the screen. The Gamsons family with 1,760 points. I will tell you, I think I mentioned earlier that Rabbi was playing on that team this year as well. So the Gamsons are the TBI Trivia Night winner. Danny Gamson, by the way, who is our tech support, she was not playing on the team with her family, but she has the namesake of our champion. It was other religious school faculty, Josh Gamson, and Rabbi. So the Slavensky Benders put up a good fight. The Finkelsteins put up a great fight. The Walls came in 4th place. They were tied with the Treisers and Barab and Furman. So you look at that list right there. You see where everyone came in. I'm looking at this list right here. That's a pretty impressive list right there. So congratulations to everyone who played trivia tonight, folks. It was a different night. It was a different way of getting to our trivia winners. So as I begin to wrap up the program, I got a little housekeeping here to do for you all. First and foremost, we want to thank you all for initially the sponsorships. Polly and Barry Krause, who sponsored this program. The anonymous donor who gave a sponsorship for Sharon Finkelstein, the Food Festival chair extraordinaire. So we had a sponsorship for that. Publix came in this year. Alpert Enterprises, our company, came in this year. Joyce and Mitch Golden came in this year. The women of TBI, they had a sponsorship this year. So thank you to all of you all. Steph, is there any updates on the donations that have come in that we need to mention at all? You have a minute to pull that up? Okay, that's it right there. You want to refresh that screen and see if there's anyone that have come in since we put it down? We had Bruce Smith there. Oh, we've had a lot. We've had a lot. This thing's still going. We got about 15 more donations since we last put it down. Our final total in our bid from the heart here this evening is $11,873. That is awesome, folks. What I will tell you is I believe what happened there is because the donations that came in on Zoom, we had to put in to this text format to make sure that they showed up on the screen, at least in our total. So we try to acknowledge and call it as many of those as we can, but our total tonight, $11,873. Thank you for supporting Temple B'nai Israel and TBI Trivia Night. We also have our 50-50 winner to announce. So we know how many total we had participate? So 301 tickets. So here's how we're going to do, because we're going to make this as official as possible, right? We're going to do a random number generator. This is great programming, right? All right. And so you basically tell Google how many you had to pick from. Let's see if this goes. All right. So we had, how many? 301? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate a number from there. All right. And I'm going to tell you that the first number that it picked, just because I want to be as fair as possible, is 289, right? You see it right there. So I'm going to ask Stephanie, who did we have on our list of 50-50 purchasers? Who bought theirs 289? Joan Vecchioli is our 50-50 winner tonight. And how much did she win? She won $610. And the best part about that is that means that $610 went to Temple B'nai Israel. So thank you to Joan. Congratulations for winning. And thank you to everyone who participated in the 50-50 as well. Is that our total? Yeah, I'm going to wrap up our program with the total in just a minute, right? So here's what I want to do. I want to let everyone know that you can still donate and give at any point. So I'll show this to you one more time, right? Donate, give, just send to 44321 TBI Trivia. If you want to donate at any point, you can do that. I'm looking at the screen here. We're now over $12,000. So people are still giving. Eric Sisko gave $100. Polly Krause gave $121. So the donations have continued to come in. So please continue to send those in. I will also give you some quick programming notes right here at Temple B'nai Israel. This Friday is Katie Orengel's installation. And it's going to be an amazing service with all sorts of entertainment for you, including a world premiere of a song that you won't want to miss. So please tune in for that one. I will also tell you that we've got the WTBI Women of the Wall event on Sunday morning and the Tu B'Shvat program on Tuesday at 7 p.m. All of that information on those programs is in the Temple email that goes out every week. I will tell you what's not in the Temple email is that we are debuting some information here right now that hasn't been shared anywhere else, in that we do have a date for the Jewish Food Festival. The Jewish Food Festival this year is going to be on April 18th. So Sharon, I know you got your work cut out for you this year to outdo what you've done in the past, but the Jewish Food Festival is Sunday, April 18th this year as well. I want to thank the committee who helped put this event together. Stephanie Messler, who's working in the studio here with us. The studio, yes. Joan Vecchioli, donating it back to the temple. So another $610 back to Temple B'nai Israel. So thank you so much for that, Joan. That is certainly very, very special. We appreciate that. We want to thank the committee, Stephanie Messler, Renee Ramey, and Sue Wall, and Polly Krause, Devaney Alpert. Also, all the temple staff. Pete Tanner, who's been running this program from the tech side of things. So Pete, you've made it look and sound great. Thank you for that. Angela Walkler, who's on the administrative side. She's in her office, and I know she's working hard in there. Her fingers are getting busy with all the donations that have been coming in. Danny Gamson, our tech support, if you will, but our director of education. And then, of course, Rabbi and Cantor and Carl and Al and the rest of the staff here at the temple. Thank you for helping make not only this program special, but all of the programming here at Temple B'nai Israel. Now, the last two things we have to do. One, I want to announce the total money that we raised. The other thing that I'm going to do is we're going to introduce about a 2-minute presentation that kind of highlights and recaps some of this program, some of the things that we've done previously here at Temple B'nai Israel. And then after that 2-minute video, we're going to go back to the Zoom. You can put yourself all on your gallery view. We're going to unmute you all. And anyone who wants to say hello, I'm guessing Josh Gamson and Rabbi might want to talk a little smack because they're now our trivia night winners. We're going to do that for you. So with that, do we have our total to announce? And I'm guessing I need to add $610 to this, right? Right? $612 to this, right? Oh, hold on. Angela's running in with a new total. Oh, the people who are on the winning teams are Josh and Jonah Gamson. I mentioned Rabbi Lobel, Ellen Schreiber, and Heather Kaufman. So we got that there. So we have a new total. And does this have the Vecchioli donating back? All right. So what we just did there is here tonight on Trivia Night. In this new virtual world, when we weren't sure who was going to be on the other end of this camera, but we know people are on the other end of this camera because what we just did here for Temple B'nai Israel is raise $13,504. That is amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jason Alpert. I've not only been your MC and your host for this program, but I'm a congregant for the past 47 years. We have loved putting this program on for you, and we have loved being part of the Temple B'nai Israel family. Have a great night, everybody.
All right. What a great evening.
Oh.
Thank you all for being a part of it.
Hey.
You did a great job,
We're gonna mess up
Stephanie.
the whole
Hi, guys.
Hello. Amy team.
Hi, everybody.
Fine.
Great job.
Fun.
It was
Yes,
wonderful.
it was. It was definitely fun.
I think we should.
Definitely.
Hello.
Hello, Rabbi.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Oh, that's Sheila.
Great job.
I said Sheila.
Hi there.
We've got a lot of people here.
Oh,
Yeah, we're all still
Hi,
up, right?
everyone. Have a lot
Hi,
of-
Sand.
Hello.
It was fun.
Hi there. Renee.
Hi, guys.
Where's Manny? Manny's sleeping.
Where's Manny? Manny's in his chair.
Manny's sleeping.
Marilyn, where's Ed?
Just ask where you are. Hi, Leah.
I think I'm getting off.
Hi, Leah. Hi, Vivian.
Elena didn't stay in.
Did they leave? Oh. I saw Mark.
Happens though.
Great job, Mom. We appreciate it.
Just say hello.
Good job, everybody.
Got you on.
There you are.
Okay, that's you. Right
Great job.
Oh, I thought so. And then I saw somebody I thought was me down
there.
there.
You're up here.
Yeah.
Where are the Kleins?
They
They
Yeah.
They left.
They left?
We're here.
We lost
them.
Looks like we lost.
How did we lose? We
Did
had all
we
these
win?
smart people on our
Did we
team.
win?
You know what? I didn't even submit.
They had the questions.
Right.
I didn't submit my answers for the second half.
No way.
We're counting on you.
We
telling
didn't have
you.
the
Our
questions.
trivia
We had the
box.
rabbi. That's
They didn't
more
tell
important.
us to hit place your order.
We didn't submit till the second half.
You what?
I didn't submit my answers till the
Oh.
second half.
I think
Oh no.
we're doing. Hey, Joe, where's Sherry?
Man, his 16th birthday.
Ramy
It was
team.
total divine
So where are
intervention.
they?
It was divine intervention.
Full divine-
That's it.
That's it.
Chachi.
And for some
All right,
reason, Ari
bye.
knew the vulture pooping question.
Miss Mark and Judy.
The vulture.
Hey, Mark and Judy.
She's from. I don't know any modern singing groups. Do you guys?
Not one.
They're for young people. A lot of those. I had no clue.
Oh my gosh.
You have
Hey,
to be
Judy and
12.
Mark.
Laney?
Hi, Lane. What time is it there?
Laney? You on?
Where's the awesome?
How's it going? It's
Good.
Sandy. How you doing?
More people.
What time is it where you are?
It's almost noon
Oh,
Tomorrow.
tomorrow.
okay.
All right. Are you? Are they from Australia? Are they on from Australia?
Yeah.
Melissa, they're on from Australia.
Yeah.
That's
Lane.
Laney.
Wow.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh,
Awesome.
look, but that rabbi has a baby.
Okay.
Hi, Lainey.
Hi.
Yes, Rabbi.
Oh,
Who
Aussie,
is that?
yeah.
Who's that with you?
We're not up there.
I'm too old for this game.
Oh, that's okay. We know we're here.
I'm glad
I
I'm
did
not.
Mark. I just saw Mark.
You did?
Mark Klein.
See Mark?
Here, here.
Oh, you.
There's
Klein,
Judy.
the Kleins are back. You
I see Mark and
came
Judy.
back.
There, I see him now.
Feeling good? You guys?
You guys are muted. Judy, you're muted. Mark, unmute yourself.
We're not muted. They are.
They are. Yeah, now you can hear them.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Joan.
Hey, girl. I see you, Joe Schwartz.
Unmute yourself, Joe.
Unmute. Where are they?
On the bottom.
Where?
Bottom.
Where?
She says.
Yeah, the mute. You're not muted,
No, I
Judy.
don't see them here.
No, either. I don't see him.
It's fun talking to everybody.
My family. Said Lainey's on.
Yeah, right there.
Okay, well.
I'm much too old for my.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Yay. Night.
Be safe.
Night.
You getting
Good night.
Bye.
Jackie. Bye.
Okay.
See you later. See you soon.
Guys, that was a fun evening.
Bye bye.
Everyone have a great night. Enjoy. Thanks for playing. Thanks for supporting the temple. It's really wonderful to see everybody and have a lot of fun.
Yeah, she did.
Well figured out.
Judith, how are you feeling?
I'm going like this.
I am feeling so good because I'm seeing the both of you.
Right now,
Good.
Us too.
We're so happy you guys are getting better.
We are.
Scary, scary stuff.
You are too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, Ju.
Mutual admiration.
Hi.
Was he?
Mutual admiration.
Hi, Sandy. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, that's all right. Well, wait, no, come back. They're still here. Come back. I see them all the time. Hi. Oh, they're frozen. Hi. How nice to see you, little Joycey.
All right, I'm gonna leave.
Got chip full
Hi, Tanya. John.
I don't know.
Is everybody still on?
No. No, but
Good night, all. It was nice to see you all, and it was nice to be with you all.
it was a fun evening, no question. Mwah.
Goodbye, everybody.
Mwah.
Good night, everybody. You wanna leave?
Love you all. Lots of wonderful memories. Keep building.
Next year we'll be together.
Let's go, Bucks!
Go Bucks!
Let's go Bucks, right?
He's a little excited.
So are we. It's taken a lot of years.
Yeah.
Go
I think, we moved here. We had the Lightning win the Stanley Cup. The Rays made it to the World Series. We're doing pretty well.
Thank you. You've done a good job.
Trying hard. Again, the divine intervention's coming through.
Houston, Rockets, Tampa Bay playoffs,
All right.
Texans, Astros, win World Series, of course, by cheating,
Okay,
but.
all right. We got it. Okay. Bye, everybody.